The inefficiency and backwardness of Jamaica's agricultural sector is best expressed in the country's ballooning food import bill and its sluggish, anemic growth in food exports. Forget all the chat about eat what we grow and grow what we eat and other nice sounding and outdated slogans, as Lisa Hanna has observed. The food bill tells you what's the real story. That's what I'll be exploring in Frankly Speaking, the commentary this week. This is the 75th episode of the Frankly Speaking Jamaica podcast. Also in this podcast, Winnie Anderson Brown encourages you to use AI. And then there's Desmond Richards. Now, Frankly Speaking, the commentary. As the Agriculturalist magazine has pointed out in its latest issue, Jamaica's food import bill skyrocketed to $1.4 billion during the calendar year 2022. That represents an increase of $357 million over the previous year, or nearly a quarter more in value than in 2021. But as the same magazine pointed out, Jamaica's export at $273 million for food for the period was lower than the increased import, than the increased import for 2022. All of what we exported in value was less than the increase in imports for the year. Export agriculture grew in value 1% last. Now, there are lots of statistics you can dredge up about agriculture, but none is so devastating in painting a picture of its inefficiency. It's seen on the ground in reality too. All across the country, small farmers have been left behind with inefficient production as if inhabiting another world. They have modern communication tools that can show them what appears to be another planet when agricultural production in the United States or Israel, special case, or even parts of Scandinavia are concerned. In that context, it is incomprehensible that Prime Minister Andrew Holness has structured a Ministry of Agriculture attached to the Ministry of Mining, or the other way around. Frankly speaking, there are simply too many areas of need to be tackled by an active Ministry of Agriculture to have the mining portfolio tacked to it. Consider if, for starters, we could have a comprehensive, transformative agricultural development program to stop the growth of the food import bill and, in fact, reduce the bill by, say, a third or even by a fifth in the next 5 years. The result will be farmers in Jamaica would, in time, make up to $300 million more a year, or $45 billion more a year, an almost unimaginable kind of prosperity. The naming of a Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries combined with mining displays the failure of the administration to comprehend the level of dysfunction in the farming sector, the need to drive modern agriculture on the one hand, as well as the opportunities a developed and modern sector in agriculture offers to Jamaica, even as we dream about expanding the services sector. The reality is there are, on some estimates, over 100,000 small farmers operating in a kind of backward, even relatively primitive system of farming, and who have been living at subsistence level. I met some of them in Southwest Centre 2 weeks ago and saw the scratching on the hillsides, the lack of adequate seeds and plant material, antiquated practices, and even water was not available, not to speak of the lack of roads and general infrastructure. All this has been going on for too very long, allowing parts of Jamaica to become mired in poverty, expelling their young to our towns and overseas for opportunities. There are not very many spokespersons for agriculture, and few within the cloud anyway, the JAS notwithstanding. Hence, the near silence over the backward twinning of mining with agriculture and fisheries. One hopes that soon enough, sooner rather than later, it will be seen as an unholy, catastrophic, and ill-founded marriage. All the best to the Minister Floyd Green. Here now is Desmond Richards.
Well, listeners and viewers will recall that the Integrity Commission was established in response to numerous reports of corruption in recent times. But it is clear from what we have observed, it is clear that the JLP parliamentarians, they want to nullify, they want to reduce the powers of the Integrity Commission. Now, this is a very young organization, and based on where we are, our name has been tainted, that what we should be doing is to try and encourage, nurture the Integrity Commission. But what is coming out of the House is that they want an Integrity Commission that they can handle, one that they can spin around. Now, we must remember in recent times what has happened in Jamaica. We will recall the den of corruption that the Integrity Commission reported at Petrojam. We will read multi-million-dollar scandal. We will also the $8 million phone bill, gun license scandal, attempt by a minister to grab land, cloud over Oche land deal, are some of the multi-million-dollar scandal that we have seen in the country. We must, civil society and the press and all well-thinking Jamaicans must put their efforts behind the Integrity Commission. Yes, they are guilty of making errors, but what we must do is to address those errors, correct them, and put in place the right action, measures for the organization to carry on its work. We must not allow the politicians to choke the Integrity Commission. We must not allow them to silence the Integrity Commission. We want an Integrity Commission that is going to stand up and clean up the country, clean up the corruption, prevent politicians and civil servants from taking and mishandling public affairs. The Integrity Commission must stay alive.
That's Desmond Richards, founder of Rebel Radio Jamaica. And now, Winnie Anderson Brown, educator and health facilitator.
I just want to share with you an experience that I have with Google Bard. Now, I asked Google Bard to create an advertisement for me for Laughter Leader training, and it did an excellent job. So my response was, awesome. As a certified laughter yoga teacher, I am impressed. You are wonderful. Bard's response, thank you so much for your kind words. I'm really glad that you are impressed with my knowledge of laughter yoga, and I'm always learning more about it. and I'm excited to share what I know with others. I think laughter yoga is a powerful tool for improving people's health and well-being, and I'm passionate about helping others learn about it. I'm so glad that you're a certified laughter yoga teacher, and I'm excited to see how you use your skills to help others. Thank you again for your kind words. They mean a lot to me. My response: thanks again. I appreciate your assistance today. Keep up your amazing work. See you next time. We are really living in exciting times. Who would believe that a machine would be able to speak to human beings like that? And the test is to make sure that you cannot tell the difference between the human being and the machine. We have reached that stage. We are really living in exciting times. I would encourage everyone, go ahead, have your own experiences. Bard AI is free. Google Bard, that's free. Bing Chat is also free. ChatGPT 3.5 is free as well. So go and have your own experiences so that you can understand just a little of what is happening in these exciting times.
That's Winnie Anderson Brown. Endgame. The murder of 8-year-old Danielle Rowe marks yet another cowardly, cruel and barbaric act by one of our depraved Jamaicans. It is another act, another mark on the descent into lawlessness and brutality fed by coarseness and indiscipline over several decades now. The country is rightly outraged by the latest incident, the brutal slaying of a child. But we have been here before. Last week, a similar level of depravity was shown in the shooting of a 90-year-old man at his home in St. Anne, and I commented on it. And on we can drag up case after case, comparing the depravity. We are joined in our grief and our realization that we have among us and are creating and putting out on a conveyor belt into society, as I said years ago, brutes with no conscience and no boundaries and no future. My condolences to Danielle Rowe's family, friends, and schoolmates. Thank you for joining us for the 75th episode of the Jamaica Frankly Speaking podcast. Please like and share and subscribe to this channel. We'd love to hear from you as well on the issues raised here. On behalf of Winnie Anderson Brown and Desmond Richards, I'm Franklin McKnight. Until then,